Have you ever caught yourself wondering, is moving into a nursing home really my only option? Maybe you've seen friends make that decision, or maybe family members have gently started bringing it up to you. It can feel like a huge, life-changing step, one that comes with both uncertainty and fear. And I want to tell you right now, you have more choices than you think. The truth is, nursing homes are not the only path when you need a little extra help with daily life. In fact, there are several other living options that can give you more freedom, comfort, and control over your days without feeling like you've given up your independence. Sometimes, all it takes is knowing what those choices are to see that your golden years can still be filled with laughter, familiar surroundings, and a sense of dignity. I've talked with so many people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who thought a nursing home was the inevitable next chapter. But once they explored the alternatives, they realized they could keep the life they loved while still getting the support they needed. And that's what I want for you, to know your options before you make any big decision. One of the most beautiful alternatives is simply staying right where you are, in your own home, but making it work for you as your needs change. This is called aging in place, and it's becoming incredibly popular for a reason. Think about it, your favorite chair, your kitchen, your garden, your neighborhood, why give all that up if you don't have to? Aging in place doesn't mean struggling alone. It means making your home safer and more convenient so you can stay independent longer. That might mean adding grab bars in the bathroom, improving lighting, or even installing a stair lift if climbing steps gets tricky. For some, it means hiring a part-time caregiver who can come by a few hours a week to help with meals, errands, or cleaning. The goal is to keep your independence while making life easier and safer. I know someone named Margaret who is 78 and has lived in the same house for over 40 years. When her arthritis made climbing the stairs harder, her children started talking about assisted living. But instead of moving, she had a downstairs bedroom built from what used to be her dining room, added a walk-in shower, and hired a neighbor's daughter to help with groceries twice a week. She still tends to her roses every morning, still waves to the same postman she's known for decades, and says she's happier now than she's been in years. That's the beauty of aging in place. You don't lose your life, you adapt it. Another option that's gaining a lot of love is the idea of a home share. This is where you share your home with another person, sometimes a friend, sometimes a family member, or even someone new who's carefully vetted. It's not about taking on a roommate like in college, it's about creating a living arrangement that works for both people. Maybe you have extra space and want a little company. Maybe you'd like someone around who can help with certain tasks, and in return, they get a comfortable, affordable place to live. It's a win-win, especially for those who might feel a bit lonely or isolated. I remember a gentleman named Robert, a widower in his early 80s, who invited his old fishing buddy to move in after his wife passed. They split household chores, cooked for each other, and kept each other's spirits high. Robert once told me, "It's like having a brother I never had, except I can send him to his room when he snores too loud." That sense of companionship, the kind that keeps you laughing and feeling connected, is something you just can't put a price on. Both of these options, aging in place and home sharing, offer something nursing homes often can't: familiarity, freedom, and the ability to keep living life on your own terms. They also allow for flexibility. If your needs change, you can adjust the level of help you get without making a huge, sudden move. And here's the thing, many people think they have to wait until a crisis forces them to make these changes. But the truth is, the earlier you explore these possibilities, the more control you have over your future. It's not about avoiding help, it's about shaping that help so it fits the life you want, not the other way around. Now, while staying in your own home or sharing it with someone can be amazing solutions, there are other alternatives that might surprise you, ones that combine community, support, and independence in ways that feel fresh and exciting. If you're still watching and feel that these insights are meaningful, please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Another path that's worth considering, especially if you want independence but also some peace of mind, is moving into a senior co-housing community. Now, don't picture a cramped dorm or a cold apartment block. This is nothing like that. Co-housing is about having your own private space, like a small home or apartment, but sharing certain amenities and spaces with other residents. Think of a cozy neighborhood where everyone knows your name, where there's a shared garden to tend, a big kitchen for group dinners, or a lounge for movie nights. The beauty of co-housing is that it balances privacy with connection. You're never forced into activities, but the opportunities for socializing are always right there when you want them. Many people find that this setting helps prevent the loneliness that can creep in during later years, without the rigid schedules or loss of control that can come with nursing homes. Plus, co-housing groups often create their own rules and events, so it feels more like living in a small club of friends than in an institution. If you're thinking, "But I've lived alone for years, wouldn't this feel crowded?" The answer is that it depends on the setup. You still have your own front door, your own kitchen, and your own schedule. You're not sharing a bathroom with strangers or giving up your personal furniture. It's more like having neighbors you actually know and care about, who just happen to be a few steps away if you ever need help or company. For those who want more freedom to move around but still need occasional assistance, there's also the option of a live-in home companion or a home share arrangement. This isn't about hiring a full-time nurse. It could be as simple as finding someone trustworthy who lives with you in exchange for helping with light chores, cooking, or errands. Sometimes it's a younger person who's saving money on rent, and in return, they provide companionship and a little extra support. This setup can be surprisingly affordable and deeply rewarding. Imagine having someone around to drive you to the farmer's market, cook a meal together, or just chat over coffee in the mornings. And unlike in a nursing home, you're still in your own space, surrounded by your memories, your favorite chair, and your own backyard. Many seniors have told me that this arrangement gave them not only practical help but also a sense of security, knowing that if something happened, they wouldn't be alone. Now, for those with a bit more of an adventurous spirit, there's something called intentional communities or lifestyle-based communities. These are groups of people who come together to live according to shared values, hobbies, or interests. Maybe it's a community built around gardening, the arts, fitness, or even a spiritual practice. You're living alongside people who enjoy the same things you do, so conversations flow easily, friendships form naturally, and life feels rich with meaning. In some of these communities, residents grow food together, organize concerts, or hold regular workshops. In others, the focus might be on wellness activities like yoga, swimming, or hiking. The point is, you're choosing an environment that energizes you, not drains you. And while these communities often have age-friendly amenities, they don't carry the sterile or clinical feeling of nursing homes. They're vibrant, full of life, and often located in beautiful settings where just walking outside feels uplifting. A friend of mine joined a small artist-focused community when she was in her late 60s. She hadn't picked up a paintbrush in decades, but being around other creative people reignited her love for painting. Now she spends her mornings in the shared studio, chatting and laughing with her neighbors, and her evenings in her own cozy home. She once told me, "I never thought my retirement years would feel like summer camp, but here I am, and I love it." Another option, especially for those who want to stay in a familiar setting, is retrofitting your current home to make it age-friendly. This is often called aging in place, and it's becoming more popular because it allows you to stay in control of your surroundings. The idea is simple. Instead of moving into a facility, you modify your home so it's safe, comfortable, and easy to navigate, no matter what mobility or health changes come down the road. These modifications can be surprisingly small but have a big impact. Things like installing grab bars in the bathroom, adding brighter lighting in hallways, or replacing rugs that might cause tripping. You might add a ramp to the front door, widen a doorway for walker access, or switch to lever-style handles instead of twist knobs. Some people go further, creating a bedroom and full bathroom on the ground floor so stairs aren't a daily challenge. The key is to plan these changes before you urgently need them. That way, you're ready for anything and can avoid the stress of rushing into a decision after an accident or health scare. Plus, home modifications are usually far cheaper than paying for years in a nursing home. You can even combine this option with part-time in-home care. Maybe a caregiver visits a few times a week to help with heavier chores, while you keep full control over your daily routine. Now, there's one more alternative that's often overlooked: moving in with family, but with boundaries that keep everyone happy. For some, the idea of living with adult children or relatives might feel like giving up independence, but it doesn't have to be that way. The arrangement works best when the living space is semi-independent, like an in-law suite, converted garage, or small cottage on the same property. This way, you have your own kitchen, bathroom, and living area, so you can keep your privacy while enjoying the security of having loved ones close by. Families who try this often find it strengthens their bond. Grandchildren get to spend more time with their grandparents, and both generations gain a sense of emotional support. The key is to set expectations early about chores, finances, and personal space. That prevents resentment and keeps the arrangement feeling positive for everyone. I've seen this setup transform lives. A gentleman I knew, Mr. Reynolds, moved into a converted basement apartment at his daughter's house when he was 78. He kept his independence, still cooked his own meals and drove himself to the library, but he also loved being able to watch his granddaughter's soccer games just by walking up the stairs. His daughter said it gave her peace of mind, knowing she could check in anytime without feeling like she was intruding. So, when you step back and look at all these options, co-housing communities, home sharing, lifestyle-based neighborhoods, aging in place, or living with family, it's clear there's no one-size-fits-all solution. The best choice is the one that supports your lifestyle, keeps you in control, and gives you the right balance of privacy, connection, and safety. The truth is, avoiding a nursing home isn't just about where you live, it's about making thoughtful decisions early, before you're in a crisis. It's about asking yourself, what kind of life do I want to wake up to every day, and then shaping your living situation to match that vision. And here's the most important part: you're not just choosing a building, you're choosing a life. A life where your mornings are filled with things you enjoy, your days are spent with people you care about, and your evenings end in a space that feels like home. So, don't wait until a fall, an illness, or a sudden change forces the decision for you. Explore your options now. Visit a co-housing community. Talk to a contractor about home modifications. Ask your family how they'd feel about an in-law suite. The more proactive you are, the more likely you'll create a living arrangement that lets you stay independent, confident, and happy well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Because in the end, the goal isn't just to avoid a nursing home, it's to create a life that feels worth living every single day. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned from this video and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights mean a lot to us and give us the motivation to keep spreading positivity and practical advice. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your support truly helps us continue creating meaningful content that informs, inspires, and uplifts. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.